As someone who has over 20 credit cards, I have all of the different trifectas. I have the Amex, the Citi, and the Chase Trifecta. And to me, the Chase Trifecta is the best credit card strategy for beginners getting into this travel game. So we'll go through what the Chase Trifecta is, what your journey can kind of look like as you start to collect these cards, and why I believe that this is the best starter credit card strategy for anyone trying to get into the travel game for credit card points and miles. So if that sounds great to you, let's hit that like button and subscribe and hit the notification bell below so you can join our growing family here on YouTube in Hawaii. And now let's get into it. So the first card you should get in your Chase Trifecta as a starter should be the Chase Freedom Unlimited. You may have some issues if you've never had a credit card before getting this no annual fee card, but if you don't, you lucked out, you're in, and you're starting with Chase. So you should get the sign-up bonus, which is $200 back for spending $500 in the first 3 months on the card. The $200 will come to you as 20,000 Ultimate Rewards points or Chase points. But you'll see that this is a cash back card only, and we'll talk about later about how you can transfer those points later when you get a different card. So why do we start with the Chase Freedom Unlimited? This Chase card will be your #1 spend card for the Trifecta. This card gets 3x back on dining and drugstores and gives you 1.5 back on any other purchase. This card also has no annual fee, so you can keep this card open forever with no financial downside to it. This card also has pretty good purchase protections, warranties, rental car coverage, trip cancellation insurance, and it's a Visa card, so it's taken in most places. And if you're interested in this card and supporting the channel, there's a referral link below that you can use to apply for the card. But yes, you can get a bunch of points right off the bat, and you have your main spend card in your Trifecta for no annual fee. The next card you can get is the Chase Freedom Flex. Similar to the Chase Freedom Unlimited, no annual fee. So already you're 2 cards into this Trifecta, haven't even paid a dime in annual fees. This is wonderful. The Chase Freedom Flex also has a similar sign-up bonus of $200 back after you spend $500 in the first 3 months on the card. And in addition to getting the sign-up bonus on this card, you also get 5x back on rotating categories every quarter with this card. So for example, in this month, you get 5x back on groceries and you get 5x back on a bunch of different other things that I don't use. So for the first 3 months of this year, you get 5x back on grocery stores except for Walmart and Target. But you also get 5x back on Norwegian Cruise Lines, gym memberships, and hair and nail salon services. So for me personally, I only use it for grocery. But again, that's the big perk of this card, is that you have this option every 3 months to find that 5x category that maximizes your multiplier on your spend. This card also gets 3x back on dining and drugstores, but only gets 1x back on all other purchases. So that's why for all of those other things, you might as well just use your Freedom Unlimited card because that's the one that you're normally swiping. But just be aware that when you have those 5x categories every 3 months, pull out your Chase Freedom Flex. The Chase Freedom Flex is a MasterCard, which gives you that variety too when you have your Visa card with the Chase Freedom Unlimited. One thing to be wary of, the Chase Freedom Unlimited and the Chase Freedom Flex have foreign transaction fees. So if you're intending on using this out of the country, you'll get charged a fee. So now we have 2 out of the 3 cards of the Chase Trifecta. You should have at least 40,000 points, probably closer to 50,000 points. Then that's already good enough for a round trip flight, or maybe even a one-way business class flight. But don't get too excited yet, because those 2 cards are cashback cards. You need to have one of the Sapphire cards in order to transfer those points to airline partners to get that true value when it comes to travel. And my suggestion for beginners is the Chase Sapphire Preferred. It's a lower annual fee than the Chase Sapphire Reserve at $95 versus $550. And you have the same sign-up bonus as the Chase Sapphire Reserve to get 60,000 points after you spend $4,000 in the first 3 months. This card also gives you 3x on dining, and when you think about it, it's the same multiplier as your Chase Freedom Unlimited. So again, you probably will use your Unlimited still most of the time, even if you have the Chase Sapphire Preferred. What you might use the Chase Sapphire Preferred for is for streaming services, so you get 3x back on streaming services. And if you look at the list here, it's basically all the major streaming services you'll get 3x back on. You get 3x back on online grocery, which excludes Walmart, Target, and wholesale stores like Costco and Sam's Club. So I think that leaves like Safeway perhaps. And then you get 2x back on travel related expenses. You also get 5x back on hotels and car rental purchases, but only when you book it through the Chase travel portal, which you might not always do. But those are the use cases when you would use the Chase Sapphire Preferred as one of your spending cards. Everything else, Chase Freedom Unlimited. And for those 5x categories, Chase Freedom Flex. So that's why it's the trifecta, because you're using these 3 cards and maximizing the amount of points you can get on your everyday spend. Other perks that the Chase Sapphire Preferred has is there's a $50 credit that you can use when you book a hotel through Chase Travel. I've never used it personally myself, but if you actually do like booking through Chase Travel, this is a real benefit to you. You also get a 10% anniversary boost of points depending on how much you spend in the year. So if you spend $10,000 on the card in a year, you'll get 1,000 points back, which is like $10 of value. Not too much to write home about, but free points. When you sign up for the card, you get Dash Pass free for a year. To me, that's not a real perk because it's not every year, but hey, you get it for a year for free. On Peloton purchases, you get 5x back, but I don't know how many people are doing that. And no foreign transaction fees. So if you're going out of the country, this is the card you want. But the biggest perk of having the Chase Sapphire Preferred is you have access to the Chase Transfer Portal, where you can transfer your Chase Ultimate Rewards points to airlines, to hotels, to get the best value when it comes to travel. So after you get all those 3 cards, you should have at least 120,000 points, maybe even more. And with access to the Chase Sapphire Preferred, you can transfer those points to airlines for maybe a business class flight, or maybe multiple economy round trip flights. 120,000 points could even get you anywhere from 3 to 12 nights at a Hyatt hotel. So with these 3 cards, you have a great kickstart to this travel journey. But why is the Chase Trifecta better than the Amex Trifecta, than the Citi Trifecta, than any other ones out there? And to me, one of the most important reasons why is because of their transfer partner options. Chase has one of the most and some of the best transfer partners out there. So the transfer partners that separate Chase from a flight standpoint, especially in the US, are Southwest and United. No other issuer has the capability to transfer to those US airlines. You don't always get the best value out of these specific ones, but I know that this could help a lot of people who fly those airlines. And Chase also is able to transfer to some of the big international airlines such as Virgin Atlantic, Emirates, Singapore Airlines, and British Airways. And this is getting a little too advanced, I would say, for some of the starter people. But as you start to learn, airlines like Virgin Atlantic, you can actually book different flights. Like you can book a Hawaiian Airlines flight using Virgin Atlantic points because they're part of the same alliance. Neither here nor there, just know that they have very good airline transfer partners. And then comes hotels. So Chase is able to transfer to good hotel chains like IHG, Marriott, and Hyatt. Hyatt, to me, being the most important one of them all. Why? For example, a decent Hyatt hotel you can get for somewhere between 10 to 15,000 points a night. A same comparable hotel with Marriott will take maybe 40 to 50,000 points a night. So as you can see, you can potentially get 2 to 3 nights at Hyatt for the same amount of points as 1 night at Marriott for the same comparable type of hotel. You can even get a high-end luxury hotel like the Park Hyatt in Paris for like 35 to 40,000 points a night, which again is the same as like your run-of-the-mill or regular Courtyard at Marriott. And Chase is the only one out of Amex, Citi, and Capital One that can transfer to Hyatt. And to me, the ability to transfer to those hotels is one of the best values that you can get with these cards. And that's why when people look at the Citi Trifecta, which is the closest comparison to Chase, yeah, there's better multipliers, like the Citi Double Cash card gets 2x back, and the Citi Custom Cash gives you 5x back in a more looser environment. But the hotel partners for Citi are Accor, Choice Privileges or something, Leaders Club, and Preferred Hotels. So you can't transfer to Hyatt, Marriott, or Hilton, some of the biggest hotel brands in the nation. So that's why when it comes to transfer partners, Hyatt has the best blend of them, the best variety, and to me, from the starter standpoint, it's perfect. The second reason why is the cheap entry. When you look at the Amex Trifecta, that's the $695 annual fee Amex Platinum, the $325 annual fee Amex Gold, and then you need a business to do the Blue Business Plus card. But you can get all of this value in the Chase Trifecta with the Chase Sapphire Preferred. And technically with all the points that you gain, it's kind of a free, like no annual fee system. And the third reason, and it's kind of a self-inflicted reason, but Chase has a rule called 524. that they won't approve you for any cards if you applied for 5 cards in the last 24 months. So that's why they kind of force themselves into people that want to play this game. Like, you want to get all of your Chase cards first and then get other cards that don't have as many restrictions on applying for cards. So that's why when you start with Chase, it gives you options to go to other ecosystems if you want. If you start with Amex, you already lose 3 slots for 2 years that you can't use in Chase anymore. And that's what makes it a good place to start for beginners. And the fourth reason for the Chase Trifecta is that you can stack those 3 cards with pretty good hotel cards. And the reason why I like hotel cards is these hotel cards come with free nights, and those free nights are usually worth more than the annual fee of the card. So the ones that I would suggest for your last 2 spots with Chase would be the World of Hyatt card and the Marriott Bonvoy Boundless card. Both of these cards give you free nights for $95. You can likely find a free night at both of those hotel chains that are more expensive than $95, thus substantiating the annual fee of the card. The ISG Rewards card is also a great hotel card as well that you can use if you stay at those hotels. So that's why you can stack these hotel cards with all of your Chase benefits, even get more Chase points and transfer more to Hyatt as well. So again, I think you can get so much value out of just building within Chase. That's why I think the Chase Trifecta is the best option if you're just getting into this credit card game. If you have any questions about anything that I talked about, or you want further clarification, please comment below and I'll do my best to reply to you. I want to help you all achieve the most that you can out of travel credit card points and miles. So if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe and hit the notification bell below so you can join our growing family here on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time, and I'll see you in the next video.